In celebration of Mother's Day, we're going to make Mother's Day cards. And then we're gonna learn a little bit of art history, and then we're gonna make some no-bake 3-ingredient cookies that are really easy. And because we're talking about Mother's Day cards, and I looked at my old Mother's Day cards and I found some that my sons made me from a long time ago, I have my older son's duck statue here because he loves ducks and he graduated from college last year. He's traveling and I miss him, and so Duck is gonna be here with us this video. All you need are 2 or 3 pieces of white printer paper, something to write with and color with, like pencil, colored pencil, crayons. And then if you have ribbon or yarn and a hole punch, that would be great because we can make the book look really nice at the end. And if you don't, it will still be good because you thought of all these great things about your mom and you made her feel special. Before we actually do our drawing and get started on our card, I have a little bit of art history inspiration for you, and it comes from the Impressionist period, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. And we're gonna be looking at art postcards that I have, and we're just gonna look through a few artists who painted mothers and children. This painting is by an artist who is named Pierre-Auguste Renoir, a French painter. He was born in 1841, and he painted in the Impressionist style. And when he became a father with his first child, I think he had 2, he began painting mothers and children. Renoir painted this in 1881, so when he was 40 years old, and he called this one On the Terrace. Here's Renoir again. This one's called The Apple Cellar, and it was painted around 1890. There's a mother with her children, and somebody's coming over to sell apples. You see how bright and vibrant it is? Impressionist style depicted ordinary life and usually outdoor scenes. This painting is called Mother and Child by Renoir again. This one painted in 1866. A little bit about the Impressionist period. The art of this period was the impression of a subject as the artist perceived it. This is the way the artist saw it. It's not exactly the way it was. It's not a photograph. It's the artist's perception or impression. Impressionism. This is a really great painting by Mary Cassatt. She was an American artist who went over to study painting in France, and she painted under Edgar Degas, who was also an Impressionist painter, very well known in his own right. This painting is called The Bath, or in French, it's called La Toilette. It was painted around 1891. My older son made something like this, where the front page just says, my mom, and then he colored pre-made drawings, and then the inner pages, he filled in the blanks. So something like, my mom knows how to, and then there's a blank, and better than anyone else in the world, he put play chess. So he was filling it out for me. And there were a couple of pages. My younger son made a little book when he was probably in kindergarten, and the teacher printed out reasons why he loves me. And so she printed out, you like to hug me. And then he drew a picture of us hugging. You give me a lot of love. And he drew a picture of that. I guess we're kind of like tossing a heart to each other, which is so cute. You cook my food for me. You read stories to me a lot. And there we are lying in bed, and I'm reading him a story. He must have been hungry because he's thinking about food a lot. There he wrote macaroni, and he wrote, you make me very tasty food. And that's our dining room table with our lights up there. It is easy to get along with you. And there he is saying, let's play chess. And there I am saying, you read my mind. And I have a chess set ready to play chess with him. So I think this is a pretty nice format of how you can make a really great card. So let's base our card off a little bit of both of these cards. I wrote a list of some ideas that you could use for your card. When I grow up, I want to be like my mom because I know my mom loves me because I like when my mom, I'm proud of my mom because my mom taught me, my mom is really good at, my mom is the best because. I have 3 pieces of printer paper, and I'm going to make a stack of all 3. So they're very neat and they're all lined up. And then I'm going to fold mine like this. I'm going to take my time and knead up one corner and put my fingers there to secure it and line up the other corner. Hold it tight. There. That's going to be my book. So I'm going to decorate the front page, and then I'm going to open up the first page, and I'm going to look at what I could write. I think I'm going to write this one first. The one that says, when I grow up, I want to be like my mom because. So you could go back on the video and see how this is spelled. And I am going to write that at the top of my paper. When I grow up, comma, I want to be like my mom because. And then I would fill out why. And then I would draw a picture right here. And that's my first page. And then I would fold the page over and think of another thing that I want to write. Maybe I like when my mom laughs, or whatever you want to put. And then you'll draw another picture and do another one and another one. When you're all done writing your card and drawing pictures and drawing a picture on the cover, then it's time to use our hole punch if you have one. And we'll take the paper on the fold and we'll put the hole punch in. And we'll punch 2 or 3 holes. I did 3. And then I'll take my ribbon. I'm going to fold my ribbon at the end to try to stick it through easier. There. So how much ribbon do I want to stick out? Oh, it's tough to cut ribbon. Come on, scissors. There. And then we can knot it twice. Fold it. It's cookie time. Here's what we need for our 3-ingredient cookies. Paper plates. If you have a little shallow cardboard box and we can line it with parchment paper, that would be ideal. But if all we have are paper plates to put the cookies on in the refrigerator to firm up, that'll work too. Then we'll need a bowl to mix everything in. A spatula would be great. If you don't have a spatula, we'll work it with a spoon. And we need a 1-cup measuring cup. And it will say 1 cup on it. Ooh, that's kind of dirty, but that's okay. I'll clean it. And then we have 3 ingredients. Old-fashioned oats, peanut butter, and honey. And as a bonus, cocoa powder, my favorite, Ghirardelli. If you have other cocoa powder, that's fine. If somebody in your family is allergic to peanut butter, then don't use peanut butter. Use any other nut butter. Before you actually get started baking, let's get your hands washed. And then get all your ingredients out, and that'll make it super easy. I love simple recipes, and this one is super simple because we only need a 1-cup measure. Everything we're measuring today is in cups, and the oats are 4 cups of oats. So I'm taking this, it's a cardboard box, and I'm kind of, it's a cardboard cylinder actually, and I'm squeezing it a little bit to make like an easier way to pour them out. And then once I get almost level, I'm just gonna shake it a little bit and put a little bit more on it and pat it. And if there are too many, I'm just gonna level it with my finger. That's 1 cup. I need 3 more. Level, level, ba, 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 2. This is gonna make a lot of cookies. That is a lot of oats right there. Okay, that's 4. Now we need 2 cups of peanut butter. So I think that the easiest way to do this is to take out big spoonfuls of peanut butter and get them into this cup, and then we'll smush them down and level them. And that's what we'll need our spatula for, is to get the peanut butter out of this measuring cup. I'm just gonna fill it more than I need, and then I'll smush it down. All right, so I'm kind of going overboard, and then I'll level it. Take the extra off. And then I'm gonna use my spatula and get this peanut butter into the oats. We're working with 2 really sticky things today. Peanut butter and honey. And we're probably gonna make a little bit of a mess, but we'll clean it up. So it's not a big deal. Okay, spatula goes in there, and that was only 1 cup of peanut butter, so on to the 2nd cup. Getting to the end of my peanut butter jar, but I think I can make it. Do you have enough peanut butter in your jar? Are you wearing an apron like I am? I always wear an apron when I cook because I'm kind of messy. Oh boy, I think I'm running out of peanut butter. And then you can just get on in there. All right. That's pretty good. See, we didn't need that much more. And I'll level it off. Oh my gosh. All right. All right, so we're gonna get all of our peanut butter into our oats. Did a pretty good job getting it all out of there. All right, so even though this cup measure still has some peanut butter in it, I'm putting our honey right on top. Isn't that a little cute, little bear honey? All right, this is gonna take a little while, so I'm just gonna turn them upside down for a second and open my second one up. Do you have local honey? Some people have local honey. It's supposed to help with allergies if you buy local, you know, honey from your county or whatever. Okay, squeezing all this honey for a cup of honey. I'm gonna close that and let the rest of the honey come down at the bottom of that. It smells so good. Do you cook with your mom a lot? I didn't really cook with my mom too much when I was growing up because I wanted to play basketball. And so after school, I'd finish my homework and my mom would say, Allie, stay here and help me cook dinner. And I'd say to her, can I just go play basketball? And she'd say, don't you want to help me cook? And I'd say, Mom. And she'd say, oh, go. Okay, go on. And I'd say, okay, see you later. So I got to college. I didn't know how to cook a darn thing. And see, and here I am cooking 3-ingredient cookies. That's all right. All right, so I ran out of honey too. It takes a lot of honey for this recipe. It's almost the top, so we're gonna call it a cup. In it goes. Nice. All right, let me get all of it I possibly can. This goes in the sink. I'm gonna do a little baby cleanup of the stuff I have. Oats, my spoonful of peanut butter. That goes in the sink. All right. I like to clean up as I go. Otherwise, you know, you have a huge mess going on. Oh, and cocoa powder. We almost forgot that. I'm only putting in a smidge. You know what a smidge is? Like just a little sprinkle. So a little sprinkle of cocoa powder. And then we're going to take our time. And this is the part that can get a little tedious because you think to yourself, oh, maybe it's all mixed up. And it's really not because there's so much to mix up with this honey and peanut butter. So just take your time, and I like to take it and scoop around and back to the center. Scoop around and back, around the side and back. Basically, you want all the oats to be mixing with everything else and not be loose. We're gonna make a little round ball and then scoop it out and smush it down. That's one. And we're gonna make a bunch of them, as many as we can. And we're gonna give them a little bit of room on the cookie sheet. And you can see that, there. There. Smush it down. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing this. You keep doing yours, and then we'll meet back when they're all ready to be put in the refrigerator. Okay, so I smushed down 12 little balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4, 3 times is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. It's pretty cool, right? So we have 12 cookies ready to go in the refrigerator for probably like 30 minutes or so. And then I made a couple of other paper plates where I fit 4 cookies and 5 cookies, and I still have a bunch more, and I'm gonna put other paper plates in the fridge. You put yours in the fridge too. They'll last like 3 days in the fridge, and then if like by tomorrow or the next day they're not being eaten, I would just put them in the freezer, and then they'll last a lot longer in there, like a few months. Ta-da, here they are. It's been 30 minutes. I got them out of the refrigerator. They're staying together. They're really good too. I had a little nibble of one, but they're for Mom, so we have to like make them look like it's just special. So I'm gonna put them back in the refrigerator, and then let's make a little paper holder for her, like origami. So all we'll need for that is a piece of, let's say 2 pieces of printer paper and a bunch of crayons, and then come on back. Okay, oopsies, we need scissors too. So get those, and then you're gonna have a piece of printer paper. It is a rectangle, we need to make it into a square. Here's how we do it. We take the corner and we fold it, and we're going to meet this line up to this edge. And we do that by taking our time and making sure that it meets up all the way from here, all the way over. And when we think that it's really nice and even, I hold my hand to hold it down, and I take my fingers and I draw it all the way down to that fold line, and then I make a nice fold. So when we cut right here and we cut this extra off, we're gonna be left with a square. That's what we need the scissors for. So we could take any rectangular piece of paper and make it into a square. Now that we have this square, we can make our moms a cookie holder. So take your time and take that other piece of printer paper and color it. You could take this one and color it. You could take another piece and color it, and then we'll cut this one into a square. My mom's favorite color is yellow, so I made one side yellow, and I made the other side just a bunch of different colors, and it's gonna be really pretty when it's folded. Origami, the art of Japanese paper folding. I'm gonna fold this one into a square, and then I'm gonna teach you how to make a little holder. All right, we're going to start. We already have our first fold already done, which is perfect. And that first fold makes a square piece of paper into a triangle. So we're gonna take that triangle and we're gonna put it down in front of us so that the long part's at the bottom and the points on top with the 2 points on the side. And then the next fold we're going to do, we're gonna take that top point and we're gonna take that edge and fold it to the bottom edge. We're gonna take our time with that fold, lining it up. Did you do that with me? Okay, so that fold we're actually going to now unfold, but we could still see the fold line, and that's what we're using. That fold line comes all the way up, and we could see that little fold mark right there. Keep your finger there, because we're taking this point of the triangle and we're going to lift it up and we're going to put it right there on that little fold line, and then press it down again, hold it down, and make a nice fold. So this is what you have so far. we're gonna take this outer point and we're going to meet it over to this point. We're gonna take it, put it all the way to the edge, not over the edge, just right to the edge, and I'm gonna secure it down with my fingers and then really make a nice fold. And what will happen is these will be totally flat, straight across. We're almost done. We actually only have one fold left. We're gonna take this top flap, because we have two of them. We have two flaps here. We're gonna take the front one and we are going to fold it down. And that's it. There's our little paper holder or cookie holder. All right, so we have our cookie holder, we have our cookies, and a piece of paper towel. So I'm gonna take just a couple of cookies. Fold them up. Ooh, that might be too much. You think that will even fit in there? Nope, that's too much. I'll take the biggest cookie out and maybe just have a smaller piece of paper towel. That'll work. There are a lot of cookies left over for the rest of your family and for you and for your mom. What, Ducky? You want me to take care of wrapping it up? Okay. Ducky says it's time to end the video, wrap it up. So I'm just gonna say thank you for joining me. It was great making Mother's Day cards, learning a little bit about art history, Impressionism, making cookie holders with origami, and making 3-ingredient no-bake cookies. And now the fun part is giving your mom all this fun stuff and telling her Happy Mother's Day.